Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Uh, you know, we have finished this lesson and now we'll do its exercise. So the first question is, what was Rama Rao's business? How did it collapse? तो रामा राव का बिजनेस जो था वो फेल कैसे हो गया. तो इसको थोड़ा हम डिस्कस करेंगे अपनी लैंग्वेज में कशस मज करो को डिस्कस पत लिखो इस चूँकि रामा राव सोच लकट मक बिजनेस करान ज़्यादा बड़ बिजनेस नहीं करान यह मालगुडी जाए तक एजेंट अकिस कंपनी ग्रामाफोन कंपनी ग्रामाफोन कह टेप रिकॉर्डर वगैरह यूथे पे मगर सडनली जन बैंक तथ कंपनी फाइनेंस करान सह बैंक गो कोलैप्स तो नतीज द्राव कि ग्रामाफोन कंपनी गई बंद तो रामा रामस यह कैसा पोसा कम ज्यादा सह इन्वेस्ट कोर्मुत लोगमुत अत बिजनेस में तो यम सात करे एप्लाई करान कि मे गोस रिफंड गसन यह पोस तो हम बेक तरफ कह बोजन वोल क्योंकि कंपनी बंद गम तो अम चीज़न पत यह थोड़ा बहुत चंदस मज वगैरह गो दस्ती मोकलिया तो अम चीज़न ओन रामा राव सठा कोर कमजोर फाइनेंशियली. So we can write its answer like this. Rama Rao didn't have any big business. He worked as the Malgudi agent of Gramophone Company. He had only a little money. This money had been deposited with the company as security. For 5 years, Ramarao got good returns from the business, but these returns were not very high. They were just enough to run his family. But suddenly, the company collapsed. Its factory was closed down. Ramarao applied for the refund of his security, but there was no one at the other end to receive his application. Thus, Ramarao suddenly found himself in the streets. He had only a little money in the bank which couldn't last long. It was the result of bank's failure. This bank financed the company, and the bank's failure was the result of his financial sudden death. तो दूसरा जो है, what effect did it have on him and his family? तो क्या हुआ इनको इससे? तो इनको इन पे वारिया बिचारन असर इन जिंदगी गए बिल्कुल यह बने मिजरेबल इन पे पन बंगल दिन यह किरायस पे पान रोद अकिस लकटिस अत अकिस कमरस पे तो इहज कंडीशन गई खराब. So we can write like this. Ramarao suddenly found himself in the streets. He had only a little money in the bank and some stock on hand. He couldn't even get back his security from the gramophone company. Whatever little the family had started melting very fast. Alhamdulillah. Ramarao's wife tried to reduce her expenses. She sent away the cook and the servant. Yani cook the servant sozimo bicharo karak chuti. The children were withdrawn from the costly nursery. Should any credit school, bado school, they were sent to a free primary school. The family had no source of income now, so they rented out their bungalow. They themselves moved to a very small house behind the market. Ramarao tried to find for himself a job in the town, but in spite of the best efforts, he couldn't get any. The condition of the family went from bad to worse. What is the stock referred to in the line 13? Stock कत कुन वना तो स्टॉक अमिस बाकी मतलब यह कंपनी सत कर यह अमिस नश स्टॉक पे रूदमुत कंपनी बंद गसन पे अमिस नश पार्ट्स वार्ट्स वगैरह रूदमुत तो स्टॉक दरअसल तथ कुन रेफर करान. Wishto. Ramara worked as the Malgudi agent of a gramophone company. He dealt in the gramophone records manufactured by his company. The stock referred to here is the stock of gramophone records he had on hand with him when the company failed. Tim साथ अमिस records वारिया records मौजूद. Why did Ramara worry less about his family after he came across the captain? The captain was a journal. तो अमिस अकिस लाइब्रेरी मज वो अमिस क्या गई अमिस रूद पे तवज्जो फैमिली कुन क्या तमिक वजह यह कि चूंकि रामाराव ाना नौकरी बिचार पे अमिस बनी कुन नौकरी तो पे गो यह लाइब्रेरी मज अत वो जर्नल अत क्रॉस वर्ड पजल तत वो क्रॉस वर्ड पजल तथ जवाब दिन कून साइड या इत पे हॉरिजेंटल वर्टिकल तो तथ गई सह जवाब ठीक नेरन तम खत इनाम तरह तो यमें क्रॉस वर्ड पजलन मज रूद यह परेशान रोज सोजान रूद यह जवाब मगर जहें आव नमिस लिहाजा अम दित तवज्जो फैमिली कुन कि सो वी कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस The captain was the name of a journal. It had 4 pages only and contained nothing but crossword puzzles. Every week it offered a big prize of 4,000 rupees. For each entry, one had to invest a rupee only. But for Ramarao, even that much was a big amount. However, he got it from his wife and sent an entry. He had all hope of winning the prize, but he was badly disappointed when the results came. There was no prize for him. He sent another entry, then another, and then another. The same thing happened every week. All the same, Ramarao remained lost in thinking of the answer to the filled in puzzles. To be filled in the puzzles, he became indifferent to his wife and children. He would even quarrel with his wife to have his rupee for the next entry. यानी रुपये पर थी में लड़ाई का इस कंडीशन में खराब अब एक और क्वेश्चन है Why did Ramarao worry less? ये तो हमने किया फिफ्थ है Why did Ramarao decide to send in at least 4 entries for the special offer crossword वैसा चूंकि नॉर्मली उस कड़ा ये कैप्टन युस जर्नल उस कड़ा crossword puzzle तम खतर आसान 4,000 रुपये इनाम तम खत ₹1 पेवान बर एंट्री खत मगर अजि लटि जर्नल आव तमिस क्या तम 8,000 रुपये थोमुत इट वाज अ बिग अमाउंट सो Ramarao didn't want to take any chances. He decided to send in 4 entries so that Akhnat Akashi Teek and he would get the huge prize of rupees 8,000. So that's why he decided to send in at least 4 entries for this. Why did Ramarao plan to go to Madras? Madras क्या कोर गसनुक फैसले चूंकि यम सात यम लास्ट ये कोर ये crossword puzzle सूज सह आय नमिस कह ultimately कर याव तंग तो अमिस बासा he thought of suicide, committing suicide. For this he laid on a railway track, but fortunately train was late by some hours. He went to railway station to confirm why didn't train turn up in time, but he was told that train was late. So Ramarao thought it a good sign. He thought that God does not want to kill him. So he straightway went to home and his family received him with warm arms. And then he cancelled his suicide program. And in the meanwhile, his wife informs him that the tenant which had taken their bungalow on rent has decided to purchase it. This was a ray of hope for them and they got the money. Ramarao took some money and went to Madras for some job or for some business. So what made Ramarao believe that God had shown him the mercy? I told you just कि यम सात कैंसिल कोर मरुन ट्रेन आई लेट अमी दो तो अमिस बासाव कि खुदा सबस आव अमिस पे तरस तो this made Ramarao think believe that God has shown him mercy. How did Ramarao alternate between hope and despair? Yes, hope was उम्मीद गसा मजे उस गसा मायूस क्या है यम सात ये जब when he sent in entry for the crossword puzzle he hoped that the prize might come for him, but when the result came there was no name. He was not in the list of winners, so this was a matter of despair. So every time he hoped to get the prize, but when he didn't get it he was despair. So this was the he alternated this was between hope and despair. So इससे हमारा जो है questions लॉन्ग आंसर टाइप ख़त्म होते हैं और इसके साथ हमारा टाइम भी इसका आज के क्लास का ख़त्म हो रहा है तो कल इंशाल्लाह हम वो लैंग्वेज वर्क इसकी है वो करेंगे इंशाल्लाह. थैंक यू वेरी मच.